Hello, Dr. Joe here. That tasty, greasy food called butter. Do you like it? Do you use it a lot? Do you cook often with butter? Do you think butter is a longevity food? What substitutes might you consider in place of butter? All of that is coming up based on a new study that should interest you. Let's get on with it.
One of the things you hear in mainstream media is that butter is better and that butter is really bad. Is that the case? Let's examine that through the framework of this very study, which is hot off the press because it was published barely 2 weeks ago in the Journal of American Medical Association with the title Butter and Plant-Based Oils Intake and Mortality. That was the title of this very study. So we're going to take a brief look at the study design. Okay, how did the study authors design this very study? Now, what they did was they recruited just over 221,000 healthcare professionals, and they followed them up for 33 years. And the study participants were in their 50s. In fact, the mean age at enrollment was 56 years. That was the mean age, 56 years. And every 4 years, what the study authors did was that they assessed the butter and plant oil consumption of the study participants. Okay, so every 4 years, they asked them, what's your butter intake like? What's your plant oil intake like? And eventually came up with some findings following the analysis of the data. So let's have a look at their study findings. What they found was that butter users with the highest intake were 15% more likely to die prematurely from cardiovascular disease and cancer. Conversely, they found that plant oil users with the highest intake were 16% less likely to die from the same causes. Interesting finding. And that made the study authors to reach this very conclusion. And I quote, they said, higher intake of butter was associated with increased mortality, while higher plant-based oils intake was associated with lower mortality. And then they went ahead to suggest that substituting butter with plant-based oils may confer substantial benefits for preventing premature deaths. Okay? That's the conclusion they reached based on the data they had available at their disposal. And they came up with that conclusion, as it were, which is self-instructing. Now, in the interest of balance, I should mention this, and this has to do with the study limitation. What are the limitations? Well, it was an observational study, and that it was also not randomized control trial. So those are the two study limitations. You got to weigh that against the good points of the study, which is the fact that they had a huge sample size. Okay, they had a huge sample size, and the follow-up was also long, 33 solid years. That's a long time. But this is a study. It is the latest as far as butter is concerned. So if butter is not good for you as far as this study is concerned, what should you use instead? Well, if you remember, I did a video on the best cooking oils last year, about 10 months ago. So I'm going to suggest two choices from that very list. So choice number one will be this one here. This is avocado oil. That will be option number one in place of butter. Why did I say avocado oil? Let's have a look at the reason why I said that last year. Avocado has mainly monounsaturated fatty acids, MOFAs. And let's look at the different fatty acid composition of avocado oil. So the monounsaturated fatty acid content of avocado is 71%. So that's pretty high. And the polyunsaturated
fatty acid content is 14%, with a saturated fatty acid content of 12%. That is avocado.
And choice number 2 will be this one here. This is extra virgin olive oil, okay? Extra virgin olive oil. And that will be choice number 2. And I also suggested that last year. Let's have a little flashback at that, shall we?
Let's look at the nutritional composition of olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, I should say, okay? Extra virgin olive oil. It is that 73% of it is made up of monounsaturated fatty acids. And the 11% makes up the polyunsaturated fatty acid content of extra virgin olive oil. And the saturated fatty acid content of extra virgin olive oil is 14%.
That, shall we? Now, this is not the first study to talk about the fact that butter is not particularly a good oil for you to use for cooking or to consume. And the reason for that is butter is loaded with saturated fats. Fats of animal origin tend to have lots and lots of saturated fat, and they're not the best oil for human health. And like I said, there's plenty of studies to back this up. And you may find studies to the contrary as well. But as far as majority of the science actually stands, they're not in favor of saturated fats because they tend to raise LDL levels, LDL cholesterol levels, that is. So not probably the best, and that is why plant-based oils are the ones that have more of monounsaturated fatty acids and a little bit of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Those are the best oils to really consume. Anyway, what oils do you normally use for cooking? Your best oils, do let me know in the comment section. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave links to that very video, the one of last year, because in that very video I suggested 5 oils, so you're going to see the 3 others in that very video. So the links to that video will be right below this very video if you want to remind yourself of the entire content of that very video. So yeah, do let me know what oils you tend to use. Let me know in the comment section. Hopefully you got some value from this very video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video, and also please share this video with your friends, family, and colleagues. Comments down below. That's it for this video. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.